My greatest desire is that your Christmas holiday was most pleasurable. Well, here's a book that I'm selling, and here's a book that I just sold. This new Ultimates number 3 variant that I just sold over the weekend. I kind of hate to get rid of it, but the price was right on it, so I'm like, why not? But yeah, great cover. I talked about this cover before, but man, I think this is probably Frank Cho's best cover, one of his best covers. I'm hyping the book up, and I already sold it, so uh, bye bye book, bye bye book. And New Avengers, the New Avengers number 20, the Venom variant. I have this for sale right now, so this is just eye candy, I guess you can say. I went to the comic shop over this weekend, over this Christmas, over I guess you could say Christmas weekend, and got a couple of books. I guess I'll wait to do a proper comic book haul because I haven't done that in a while, and I miss doing like a full blown comic book haul. So we'll do it like that. We'll wait and just do it like that. I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about eBay and selling on there. I could do this detail how to, but there are things and details I'm sure I would forget. So I'm going to go broad and talk about two main things: auctions versus buy it now, and in packaging comics. I know with when it comes to auctions, I don't know, for some reason, like you'll see speculator groups and speculator sites, so they'll hype up a auction or the results of an auction, like, oh my god, this book went for this much after auction. I don't know, for some reason I just take that with a grain of salt, because I know in my own experience, like you'll see an exorbitant amount when it comes to a final auction bids, and it's just like, no, 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 just because people really don't pay and they don't honor the auction. Now you're obliged to, as a seller, you're obliged to honor a sale, but there's really no recourse for a seller when someone doesn't buy your someone doesn't do your auction. They don't pay on your auction, you know what I'm saying, the winning bidder. So I take winning bids, especially when it comes to comic book speculation, with such a grain of salt, just because, okay, did they really pay for it, like the Savage number 1, that variant was going for like 800 from Valiant Comics. It was going for like $800 at a time, for a period. It's definitely cooled off, but you had to saw a lot of people hyping that auction up, and it's just like, well, did the person actually pay for that auction? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I kind of rarely do auctions. I know I've done a couple over the past couple of weekends, and I've had about, it's basically been about half the people have paid. So that's why I do buy it now with do immediate pay, because you can do buy it now, and still, if you don't have that immediate pay function on your listing, you can the person can just, it's basic, your stuff is basically in limbo until they actually pay for it. So with buy it now with immediate pay, they can't hold it, so they actually have to have the funds to pay for it, because I've had times where someone will pay for the auction. They'll be like, oh, you gotta wait, however. I had somebody actually pay, like, actually win an auction. The book costs like $5 with $4 shipping, and they were like, oh, you have, can you wait like a week for till they can get the funds? I'm like, it's only like $9, and if you don't have $9 to scrounge up, then you probably shouldn't be buying comic books in the first place. But they paid for the auction, thankfully. But I will say, on the flip side, I had an auction for an Avengers number 57, and I set the starting bid really low at like $20, And I figured it's an Avengers number 57. It's in fine condition. Although the cover was a little faded, everything else in this book was perfect, like super beautiful. And it went for the final auction bid was for $60. And I was so disappointed at that. But the person who won the auction, they immediately emailed me and wanted to back out. And on that, I was actually quite relieved. Now I was gonna honor the auction, and if the person paid, then I was gonna ship the book out. But I would have been really disappointed. So the person that emailed me, they wanted to back out. I was fine with that. So I had no problem doing that, just because I don't know, it was way lower than what I was comfortable with selling it at, and so I was fine with that. I was fine with the canceling that auction. But ultimately, it's just like, I don't know. It's a crapshoot as to whether somebody's gonna actually pay on their auction. So that's why I do buy it now over overdoing auctions. And another thing I want to talk about is packaging. Now I invested in. Now here's something I invested in. Is really cool. Digital scale. For some reason, as long as I've been kind of off and on selling on eBay, there's a really cool scale right there. As long as I've been off and on selling on eBay, I never really invested in buying a scale. And this one here was like $16 on Amazon, And for some reason, I always thought that a digital scale was like 50 to $100 or something like that. It was like way more expensive than what they really are. So that's why I kind of held off. And this is just something I should have bought a long time ago. And you're just able to, because for the longest time I was just kind of winging it. I was just kind of holding a package, going, okay, this feels about what, 2 pounds, and sometimes I'd be overpaying on the shipping costs. You know what I'm saying? So this is really cool thing to have. And another thing that I invested in was packaging. I'll move this camera back. I invested in packaging, and here's a book that I'm shipping out. I had the label, I have the shipping label blocked off because I don't want anybody to see. But let's see, the lighting is really bad here, but I invested in these comic book mailers. You can see, I don't know, it's really tough to see. Shoot. Sorry about that. Okay, so you can see a lot of space from the bottom, at the bottom of the comic and at the top of the comic here. So, you can go like that, and the corners won't get dinged. Now, 9 times out of 10 when it comes to, now this cost me, and they come in these sheets like this, these cardboard sheets like that, and all you have to do is basically just got to do this, and there you go. You have a nice. Now look, nothing is foolproof. Absolutely nothing is 100% foolproof, but you have a better chance when it comes to something like this, as opposed to slapping cardboard in between, slapping your comic in between 2 slabs of cardboard. Because for me, 9 times out of 10, well, I will say 8 times out of 10, anybody that has ever done that when shipping a book to me, they've come damaged in one form or another. Either the comic book was totally bent like that because the cardboard wasn't sturdy enough, or there was a dent on the corner of the comic because whoever shipped it they really didn't have enough leeway when it came to the corners of when it came to the corner of the comic and the cardboard. Like, it would be, well, I'll show you. It would be, here's the cardboard slab, and here's the actual comic, and then like this and then when I get the comic, it would be like dented right there, or, or around the corners or something like that. So, and real talk. Now, if you actually have a business and it's your business to sell comics, and you're still slapping cardboard, or you're slapping your comics in between just slabs of cardboard and shipping them out. Shame on you. Shame on you. You really should be. Now, look, this is not even my main. I'm just doing this just to get rid of comics. This isn't my main money making thing, and I'm just taking the time out to invest in actual mailers. You know what I'm saying? In actual shipping comics in boxes. So shame on you if you're not doing that. So yeah, I believe I covered all the points that I wanted to talk about with you when it came to eBay. So in my jumbled vocabulary. So yeah, okay. Have I covered everything that I wanted to talk about? Okay. All right. So I don't know. Look for a haul sooner or later. So yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.